Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, Cody. Hi, Pammy. Hi, Jane. How's everybody? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Who's got snow? Maddie's not impressed. Hi, Pelican. Yesterday morning, Maddie was sat out in her chair in the garden, sunning herself, getting nice and toasty in the lovely warm sunshine. I mean, it wasn't particularly warm, but the sun was really warm. Today, she put her nose outside and went, 3 inches of snow? Oh, hell no. Ran back indoors. She's not happy. I know, baby. I know. You had snow last week. Ugh. I'm done with snow now. I'm done with snow. Okay, it's March. Can we move on? Sorry, there's a little bit of jiggling from my camera today. I thought I'd fixed that, but apparently not. I'll have to be careful, not knock the table too much. A few minutes of snow. Okay. No, we've got actual settled snow. It's not good. It's not good. Belly rubs for Maddie before we start. There we go. Belly rubs for Maddie. Good girl. You're going to go and sit down now. You're going to go settle, please. Go settle. Good girl. Okay, dokie. I'm just going to be playing in my sketchbook today. Let me move this up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. I could have just zoomed out, but no. I tentatively started the 100-day project. I am currently a week behind because my parents were here for a week. I had actually got ahead for a few days, and now I'm a week behind. So, yay. But that's okay. Whoops. Bit of catching up to do, but I'm not in any. I haven't solidified exactly that I'm going to finish it, nor have I really stuck to doing one a day. I've showed up to my sketchbook every day, but I haven't necessarily done one a day. So, you know, that'll be. Do a bit of this, do a bit of that, see what happens. If I do 100, I do 100. If I don't do 100, I've done X many more than I would have done if I hadn't started. So it was really just to get me back in my sketchbook. So that's what we're doing. As you can see, I've been working on some doggos. These four are colour pencil. This is watercolour pencil. This one is currently watercolour pencil. This one is gouache. So I've got my gouache out. I've got some watercolour pencils out. I've got some regular pencils out, and I'm just going to have at it. Here's what we're going to do. Hi, Miss Maddie. You've got to be a good girl. I know. You've got to be a good girl. Go have a nap while Mummy works. Go and have a nap with your penguin. Grandpa came last week and gave her a big penguin. She's got a huge penguin. It's bigger than her. And she's been cuddling penguin. Okay. I'm just going to get cracking. Before I do, although I am going to start painting as well, just to let you know, YouTube memberships will be opening here soon. Woo! What I'm planning to do is run some open studio sessions. They'll be similar to this, but less chatty. Just like doing what I do, but without the extra chat. However, it's going to be an opportunity for you guys to sit down and do something alongside me rather than just watching what I do. You can also still do that as well. But really, it's aimed at people who want to be accountable and sit down and turn up to their sketchbook or journal or planner or whatever it is you want to work on and actually get some work done. So More information will be available on my coffee site very soon. Patrons already know about all this, so if you were scheduled to be in yesterday's session and you missed it, you need to catch up on yesterday's session, because I told you all about it there. But there will be more information probably by the end of the week, actually. But you will soon be able to join the channel if you wish. And there's different levels. So there's 4 levels altogether. The top 3 are set up a little bit like Patreon, where you get certain rewards for certain session, for certain tiers of certain rewards. But the lowest level is just basic members just want to support the channel. I had messages from people who wanted to support the channel but didn't want to use Coffee or Patreon, and I totally get that. So, you know, there are people who prefer YouTube memberships, and that's totally okay. So yeah, that'll be coming very soon. Watch this space. I will, of course, announce it here and on Instagram. Probably it will go on Patreon and Coffee first. So follow me over there on either of them. You can follow for free. You don't have to pay to get that information. But if you follow me on Patreon or Coffee, it will go up there first. And then I'll probably announce it on here when I do a video to introduce it. Okay? Fun. So if you want to ask any questions about that, feel free. This is, just to be clear, this is not my Patreon sessions. My Patreon sessions are completely different. We do all sorts of things over there, like tarot and astrology, and we do some art, but it's more witchy based. Whereas this is just going to be whatever I need to work on that day. Maddie, hello, here's Maddie. Hello, here's Maddie, look. Maddie wants to help. Maddie would like to help. Hello. Hi, baby. Maddie, help. There you go. Good girl. She's done. Go sit down. There's a good girl. I don't know if chat has stopped or something. I'm not seeing any chat, but I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know. Oh, now I'm seeing chat. There we go. For me, it would be a good idea to join so I can get some work done. Sketching, planning stuff, some writing, etc. Yeah, that's the idea of it, is that, you know, on a regular basis, you get to pop along. According to a schedule, there will be a rough schedule for the sessions. So we'll have built-in breaks, built-in cleanup, built-in prep time, everything. Everything will be scheduled. It will be as if you come into my studio and we sit down and we get to work. But it won't be like this. Like, it won't be a hangout where I'm just doing more chatting than painting, which does tend to happen. In fact, when I'm just painting on my own, I usually am sitting here listening to audiobooks or true crime podcasts with my headphones. So that's what I normally do. There will, however, be options for those who want to chat, or you can live chat, or you can chat on Zoom, or you can, I might even be able to use breakout rooms on Zoom. I'm not sure. I don't know if I've got that ability. But there will be all sorts of things. We'll even do some Pomodoros. For those of you who like to do Pomodoros, we'll do a couple of Pomodoros in there where we knuckle down for 20 minutes and just get on with it. I feel like live streaming is more kind of, it's really hangout. It's really hangout and chat. And if you happen to get some work done, then that's great. But these are going to be proper studio sessions. So, Maddie, if you are already a Patreon member or a Coffee member, not just following, but actually attending my live stream sessions on Patreon or Coffee, then you can also sign up in advance and pay for the whole sessions all in one go. And and that will give you the option to be able to download the session, because YouTube, you can't download the sessions unless you pay for a YouTube Prime or whatever it is that lets you do that. Hi, Batik. And your art. Cool username, I like it. Right, Maddie, come on, settle down, please. Go to bed. Go and lie down. You're being very fussy. Right, come on, let's get this road on the show. Get some paint on the page. I'm using my gouache today because I want a bit more coverage on these. I got these. These were from my mum. These are the Staedtler watercolor pencils. They're the 406 model, I think. Just check. 146, sorry. There's different ones. There's 144, which is the student grade. These are the artist grade, and then there's a professional grade. These are the ones in the middle. They're not bad. The big problem I have with watercolor pencils is that you put them down and then they don't smudge properly. But as you can see, I did some here, and you can see there's no pencil marks. No pencil marks at all, with very, very little water and very little effort. They also, you can see on this one, I went back over it with some same pencils over the top once it had dried. Got some really nice deep shadows. So would I use these all the time? Absolutely not. I'm not a big watercolor pencil fan. Would I consider taking these out urban sketching instead of having to take my watercolor tin, some coloring pencils, and everything else that you need for watercolor? Yes, I would. I would absolutely consider taking this and maybe a small pencil case with a few additional color pencils that aren't in this color, aren't in here, and a couple of water brushes, and just that would be it. So yeah, I would definitely consider that because they're nice and light. There's nothing to these. So there you go. Those are the Staedtler 24 watercolor pencils in the 146 range, which is the artist's grade, not to be confused with the professional grade. My gouache is Winsor & Newton. It's the only one it's not the only one I've got. I've got the Reeves one as well, which is really nice, but it's not professional quality, obviously. I use that in just my journal and, take it urban sketching and stuff like that, because I don't want to lose my watercolor, my Winsor & Newtons. Am I on Twitch? I used to be on Twitch, but no, I'm not anymore. I don't stream on Twitch anymore. Occasionally I do. Occasionally I will do a session on Twitch, just for the sake of it, but mostly I stream here now. Hi, Combi. Maddie, settle. Come on, behave yourself. Right, come on, let's get on with this. I want some orangey brown. I need to make some orangey brown. I don't have a red. Well, that's not true. I do have a red. I have a primary red, but my primary red looks like opera pink. I don't know if that's normal. Yeah, my Winsor & Newton primary red comes out opera pink. So I'm using my Gansai Tambi number 32, which is very originally called red. It doesn't look good with the watercolor, with the gouache as a color on its own, but you can mix it with the gouache quite successfully, and it gives you the red base that you need. So Maddie, settle. Come on. You're being naughty, aren't you? You're being a naughty girl. Can you not be naughty? There we go. That's closer to what I want. Yeah, I used to stream on Twitch a few times a week, actually. But Twitch got so restrictive with what you could stream and how you could stream. And I basically could only get Streamlabs to work with it. And Streamlabs no longer works on my computer. I have a Mac. I don't know why it doesn't work, but I got a message saying your operating system is too out of date to work with the new Streamlabs setup. I'm like, oh, thanks for that. Just kick me out. Why not? So I'm back to using OBS, and OBS and Twitch on a Mac doesn't really like to play well. I also found there was a lot of spammers wandering in and things like that, which is a pain. I mean, you get them here too, but it's a lot faster and easier for the mods here too. Yeet the spammers. Yeet them spams. Yeet. Out you go, bye. Sorry about the squeaky chair. My part has arrived to replace my chair nicely. I have to, the holes aren't in the right position. I have to drill the holes, which means I have to get my drill out, my cordless drill, which I've had since Christmas and never used. I couldn't work out how to plug in the batteries to charge them. Maybe, I mean, I'm not saying definitely, but maybe me and Power Tools are not meant to be together. I'm just saying. But I do need to drill some holes in the hardwood on the base of the chair. I think Maddie needs to go out. I can't believe that she literally just come in about 10 minutes ago. She does this every time. Maddie, do you need to go out, baby? You want to go potty? Yeah. She wants to go potty. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll just go and let her out. Oh. Come on, Missy. Let's go. Maddie. Let's go. Hurry up. We're not on your schedule, madam. Hurry. Come on, Maddie, hurry up. Oh, you can be out there as long as you want. In the winter, you've got to go and pee in the bucket. Come on then. Good girl, go and lie down in your bed. Good girl, go lie in your bed now. Come on. Are you going to sit here? Okay then. Sorry, guys. Oh, it doesn't matter if I let her out before the stream or not. The minute I start the stream, she'll want to go. Question about the Open Studio, Zoom meetings. Is that also with video from participants? Yes, it is. Yes. Not compulsory, but if you want to, you can join the Zoom. It'll be, if you're on Patreon, same format. If you, for these, like I'm streaming through Zoom at the moment because it's easier for me for the setup and I like the live captions. But what was I going to say? Sorry, I'm trying to catch my breath and talk. Catch your breath first, then talk. Breathe. It's cold out there. Okay. I stream through Zoom. If you want to join me on Zoom, you can, whether it's to chat in the chat box, whether it's to chat audio, whether it's to be on camera and show what you're doing, whether it's to be on camera and just chat. I don't care, whatever you want to do. Any way you want to be in Zoom, you can. If you don't want to be in Zoom, you can sit here on YouTube and talk in chat. What I won't be able to do is keep an eye on chat in YouTube and chat in Zoom. I can't do both. So I will not be chatting in YouTube. But you can sit and chat in YouTube if you want amongst yourselves while you're watching. So it'll be like a premiere without me being there. Or like a live stream like this and you chat and I don't answer questions, if that makes sense. The reason I do it that way is because if you want to watch on YouTube on a big screen, you don't get chat. So it means people who want to still chat can come into Zoom and chat there on their phone or their iPad or their computer while having YouTube on a TV screen. Hey, Katie. So yeah, it'll be exactly the same setup, but I will explain that in the setup video. Really, the only change to anything that I normally do will be, instead of just me, there might be other people. They may or may not be showing what they're working on, or they may just be on camera, or they may only be audio and talking to us. And I won't be chatting like this to you guys and answering questions and stuff. I might answer a few questions from people who are actually in the session in Zoom, but I won't be on YouTube. It's tricky to understand what's going on if you're not familiar with it, but there is going to be a trial session though. So if you're not entirely sure if it's your kind of thing, the lowest membership tier will be one session. It will be the very first session. So you can come along to that session on the lowest tier. And then if you want to upgrade and do all the sessions, you can just upgrade. And if you don't, then that's it. You've paid for your session and that's it. You just cancel your membership for the next month. So yeah, there will be an option to come along and try it first. I'm going to be loose with this one. I said to myself, I'm going to just throw the colour on and have some nice loose patches. Yeah, and what do? Start painting it like it's a colouring book. Come on. There we go. Yes, I will be able to fix my chair later, but I've got to get my power tools out to do it. Actually, I figured out how to charge my battery, and my battery is now over there. So at some point later, I will be repairing my chair, I hope. I hope. There we go, that's better. You feeling better, Pammy? You're down with the flu, weren't you? Yes, you did tell me about your hubs. Oh, dealing with all that. Yeah, there's a lot to deal with, isn't there? Again, don't forget, you can come on over and join us on Discord if you want to. Just talk to Mika. Sometimes it just helps to have somebody in the background chatting to you when you're having to sort things out. Especially when you have to go through their effects and stuff. That can be really tough. Going back to Oregon near family. Oh, that would be good. Girl. Hey, come on now. Come on now. Stop, Maddie. You're being naughty. Go settle down, please. Okay. First one. Safe place to chat and feel supported. Thank you. That's the aim. We are a safe space. We don't stand for any. We are intolerant of intolerance. We are. You play nice or you get shown the door. Okay. Let him dry for a bit. This little dude, he needs to be kind of a creamy ochre colour. So let's start with oh, an ant. Here. Go away. Too early for ants, it's still snowing. Sitting down to eat after running errands all day. Oof. Not funny. You guys want to see the palette that I'm working on, or do you prefer to see, do you want to see the palette as well, or do you want to see just the sketchbook? Some people like to see the palette, don't they? I always forget that. Maddie, stop. Good girl. Okay, this guy is going to be kind of a base color like this. The effect I want. There we go. I'll have to paint over into this one and then come back and paint back over that way to get his bits of hair that stick all over the place. You don't mind? Okay. I will therefore assume nobody wants to see the palette until somebody asks, can we see the palette? How about that? Seems to work, right? Is that Maddie's getting into recycling outside? Anybody painting along today? Anybody else doing the 100-day project? I mean, I'm kind of half-assing it, to be honest. Sort of doing it, sort of not doing it, kind of for the next 100 days doing a bit. No. Showing up to my sketchbook for 100 days is more kind of what I'm doing rather than 100 individual paintings, but You're doing the 100-day challenge, but you've been working on it since October. Right, because you've basically done 100-day challenges back to back, haven't you? Because we did do 100-day challenges on a challenge on Patreon in October. Okay. Use that, I think, for that tag. We'll do the tag gold and just use that as the base. I think I'll do his collar the same as his collar, because that cobalt color was going to look really nice with that orange. But I don't have that specific color here with me. It's in my other palette, so I'll have to add that in later, I think. Let me just put it in pencil for now, so I can add the proper color later. Have I got that color in here? That might do it. Maddie, settle, please. That'll do. It's not worth getting up and walking all the way over there to just colour that bit in. I'll do it later. Ooh, there's colour on that. There you go. That'll do for now. This guy, I feel like I want to extend this down a little bit. So I've got a greyish colour. I think that will do. Add a little bit of green to it. And we should get roughly that colour. That's close enough. I'm gonna just add that shadow in there, so you can't really see, you know, you don't really know what's going on down here, but he kind of is filling that space. Working on your Hobonichi A6. but switched to a moleskin. Oh, cool. Gaming works for 100 days. Oh, gaming doesn't work for 100 days, or nor does reading book. Why not? Well, I mean, for you, it probably doesn't, because you can read like a book and a half a day. So yeah, that probably wouldn't work, but I'm doing a little bit of my gaming every day, part of my 100-day project as well, to make sure that I'm not constantly working. Okay, a bit more yellow in this one. Oh, I'd be glad to get rid of this squeaky chair base. It's doing my head in. Might put a little bit of pink in it, actually. A bit redder. You're all very quiet today. Are you working on things? Hey, let him dry for a bit. Oh, I need to put some white in. Going through photos. I'm watching your classes you missed. Prepping for a raid in 40 minutes. Oh, God. Katie's just... Oh, Katie's dealing with a headache. There you go. Katie's... That looks like a Wookiee. Getting ready for a meeting that could have been an email in 10 minutes. I saw a reel from a lady she's got a service dog. I think he's like a diabetic dog or something like that. He's a medical alert dog. And she had got a new job and she's been working from home. But they wanted a team meeting. And they said, so they could have everybody in the office and actually meet everybody, all the new staff and everything. Could they come into the office for the meeting? And they'd provide lunch, which I thought was very nice of them. Don't get that very often, do you? So she said, of course, I had to take my dog with me. So she took her dog with her, but because she was in a closed environment, she actually let him have a few minutes break before they started the meeting. And everybody was saying hello to her dog and introducing everybody and explaining it was a service dog, etc., etc. And then she sat down next to him at the meeting. He sat down next to her at the meeting. And all the comments were underneath were like, that meeting could not have been an email. Like, yeah, that meeting needed to happen in person. That meeting had to happen in person. I'm really liking these two. This one's looking a bit jokery. I'm not sure what's happening with that smile. I mean, I've got a lot of white to put over him. He's supposed to be white and fluffy, so this is just shadow underneath. But I feel like this shadow is a little bit too much. Maybe. Maybe he needs to look a little less like he's got a handlebar moustache. I'm just thinking, you know. You can cover your bit quickly, you could be back. She's never talked so fast in her life. I'm sorry, but I've got a YouTube stream to get back to, okay? I've been catching up on Emily D. Baker's streams from last week that I missed. That Murdoch, oof. I caught the first part of his testimony for about the first hour, and then my parents arrived. I didn't see any of the rest of it. So I skipped to the cross-examination because I thought that's going to be where the juicy bits are. That's the cross-examination. He's a slippery one. If you didn't know anything about him and you watched him testify, you'd think he was maybe a little bit forgetful. You know, he's maybe not very well educated even, you know. He's very... I'm sorry, that's not what you said. I'm a little bit confused because to be fair to him, the prosecution was firing questions, and before he'd even finished, they were asking another one, and I was confused at one point. I was like, "Are you referring to that bit or that bit? Because you just asked two different questions about. Are you talking about the same bit or you?" And the way he kept saying, "And you would agree with me that." And you don't disagree with me that. And I'm like, double negatives, you're driving me nuts. Stop it. And I almost fell for it. I almost felt sorry for him for a second, thinking, this prosecutor's barely given him a chance to answer. For heaven's sake, let the guy speak at least. And then I was like, hang on a minute. He is a prosecutor. He knows what the guy's doing, and he's just responding in a way that's going to make him look sympathetic to the jury. I bet he doesn't act like this in court. And from that point on, I was like, yeah, I can see through you now. It's all an act, isn't it? It's all an act, because there's no way you're like this in court. No way. Oof. Very, very tricksy. Very tricksy. Maddie, settle down. Come on. So, yeah, that was quite interesting watching the cross-examination, because, I mean, I do feel for anybody who ends up in that situation. But even if you're guilty, it can't be nice having to be in court and profess your innocence. But then I was like, no, but he's acting, because I've seen him in action. I've seen this guy in action before all this started, way before the any of the cases, before all that. I'd seen him on a news brief. He does not behave like that when he's in prosecution mode. So it's an act. He's not like that. And once I spotted it, I realized even the stammer, it wasn't genuine. He was putting it on. Because people who genuinely stammer like that, if they can't get the word out, they change the word. I know, because I used to do it. I had a terrible stutter when I was a kid. And you learn to train your brain that if you can't get the word out, that you just use a different word. That's not going to cause you a problem, that has a different sounding beginning. Or you change a sentence so you don't need that word. He never did that. He just like, doesn't. And I'm like, you sound like a 4-year-old putting on a stammer. Give it a rest. Oh, anyway. Law nerds, put a purple heart in the chat. If you know, you know. Oh, there we go. That's toning it down. Putting some white over the top is working. Hey, Maddie, settle, please. Settle. Stop. Settle. Never seems to have doubts about his actions that night. He caught himself out. He caught himself out. When the prosecutor muddied the waters with the thing about, was Paul at the shop or was Paul in the driveway, or did Paul park the truck in the by the house, and he kept asking different questions the same question from different angles. It was like he was asking the same question, but he was walking around a circle asking it from different viewpoints. It was very clever questioning. And then he got him to the point where he said, well, how can you be sure that he wasn't there? And he said, and I quote, I know he wasn't there. I am adamant. Nobody else was there. Absolutely nobody else was there. I know this for a fact. And I'm like, huh. Yeah, there's only one way you could know that. That's if, nobody else was there. You second guess getting your coffee. Well, he only napped for a minute, and he may or may not have napped. I mean, I don't know about you, but if I take a nap, I'm out for at least 10 minutes. If I lie down and accidentally fall asleep, if I deliberately go for a nap, I might not actually sleep. But if I just lie down on the sofa and I may or may not have taken a nap, I can guarantee if I fell asleep, I was out for at least 10 minutes. He only fell asleep for a minute and a half. I'm good going that. Although I did laugh when they were like, well, you took 280 something steps and 9 minutes and made 3 phone calls. And what were you doing to make that many steps? And he said, I was getting ready to go to my parents. And he said, yes, but what were you doing in that time? And I'm like, dude, I could do 300 steps in 10 minutes as well, getting ready to go out if I'm in a hurry. And I could not tell you what I was doing in that time. What does getting ready to go to your parents entail? What did you have to do? And I'm like, dude, I couldn't tell you all the things that I do before I leave the house either. Unless you want me to be very specific, in which case I could probably go, well, I started in the kitchen. I went to fill my water bottle and I took the lid off and I put it down and then I couldn't find it. So I looked for that. And then I filled my water bottle and I put it on the side and I popped to the loo and I came back and I went to go out the door and I forgot my water bottle. So I put my bag back down, put my keys back down, went back into the kitchen, picked up my water bottle, went back out, settled the dog again. Couldn't find my keys. So I went back, that would be me. And I'd be like, do you really want to know what I did? 300 steps easy to leave the house. Yeah, it was a long nap until he was proven to be at the kennels. That's right. Until the video surfaced, Bubba's a hero. Bubba and Cash are heroes. Yeah, until that surfaced, and then suddenly it was only a little nap. And he may or may not have napped. And if he did nap, and he's not saying he did, but if he had napped, he only napped for a minute or so. Because that's what the data says. Like, I'm still not 100% yay or nay. Did he actually physically pull the triggers on both of them? I cannot get to absolutely 100% yes. But that's not the standard. The standard is reasonable doubt. Do I have reasonable doubt whether he pulled the triggers on both? I have some doubt. Whether that's reasonable or not, I would have to see the physical evidence. I would have to go to the crime scene like the jury did. I would have to see the physical evidence, all that kind of stuff. Based on what I've seen and heard and the testimonies, I can't say I'm 100%, or I can't say beyond a reasonable doubt that he definitely pulled the triggers on both. But he knows who did. He's involved. He knows who did if it wasn't him. Bubba and Cash solved the case. Because I had to look it up. Here's some good news. Obviously, Cash was not their dog. Cash belonged to the friend, to Paul's friend. But Bubba now lives with Bianca. I always read her name wrong. Blanca, isn't it? The housekeeper. Yes, Bubba's gone to live with the housekeeper. I was like, yes! Bubba's living his best life. I'm going to put a bit of more pink in this. These ears don't look pink enough to me. Oh, that's a little bit too pink. There we go. White dogs tend to have very, very pink ears and quite pink on their noses. So let's add a bit more in there as well. There you go, that's better. If he didn't pull the trigger, he was there when it happened. Yes. Or he pulled one trigger and somebody else pulled the other. I can see how you could think that he did pull both triggers. I could also see how you could think that he didn't pull either trigger, but he was there when it happened. Or he was in his golf cart on the way, or in his golf cart having just left. But he was definitely involved. I just can't quite put my finger on how. But the jury obviously saw evidence that they thought filled in that little gap and said, well, I think the clincher might have been when they walked the crime scene and they saw how small when you hear the testimony, you get this idea that the kennels are like a big stable type place and that they're way, way from the house. And from the jury interviews, they said they were surprised how close the kennels were to the house. And that how small the kennels actually were. Like the feed room was like only big enough for one person to be in. So maybe actually being at the crime scene is what made them realize, actually, it sounds like a long way from there to there if you have to use a golf cart, but actually he was just being lazy. You could have walked it in 5 seconds. But yeah, it's sad. It's a sad outcome for the family. I feel for the family. And whatever you may think of Bubba and his reactions and, anything else that he may or may not have been guilty of or been involved in, he's still lost his mum, his brother, and now his dad. That's got to take a toll on anybody, hasn't it? A little bit more white into the eyes in the middle there. A bit paler than that. There we go. Okay, nowhere near dry. Oh, there's the Maddie one I did. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and a half, 6.5. I'm halfway through this one. But if we count all these as half done, 6.5, 7, 8. So yeah, I'm still behind, but I need to get this to dry now so I can do some pencil. I don't know if it's going to dry enough for me to do that. Time are we on? 6. So I could do something else while I wait for this to dry. I guess I could work on this one, couldn't I? Because this one I can take out the book. So I can leave the book open. Yeah, we'll play with this one for a bit. over there to dry. Okay, I need my reference photo for this one because this is Maddie. Miss Maddie, stop squeaking. Behave your sassy self. There we go. Reference photo. I'm going to put it over there so it's not blaring on the screen. Oh, actually, I could put it up here, couldn't I? Stand it up and then I can see it better. There we go. I've discovered all sorts of weird things my phone can do since the last update. I just pressed on the dog and it comes up with lots of different things like a paw print and stuff that I didn't really see what it was about. But the first one says discover walks. That's on a photograph. So you tap on a photograph of a dog and it shows things. But then also I had a photo from my sketchbook of something similar to this, but there was a background. And I pressed and tapped on the dog and it cut the dog out. There was a little lightning thing that cut the dog out. And then I could copy it or share it. And I shared it and I sent it. It turns into like a white background. So you can cut the background out. I was like, how did that happen? How did I get that clever? I also discovered I can, if you go to a website and you know it's a website where you have to scroll, if you take a screenshot of the first bit of the website, it comes up with an option. I can't remember what one option says. I think it says crop or something. The other side says full page. And if you press on full page, it'll save the screenshot of the whole thing. And then you can export it to a PDF. I'm like, hot damn, my phone is cleverer than my computer. My computer needs extra software to do that. My phone can do it automatically. I'm like, this is clever. This is clever. Why do we have no purple hearts in the chat? Because I know we've got law nerds in the chat. No purple hearts in the chat. I'm going to get me a law nerd t-shirt. I need a law nerd t-shirt, definitely. Right. What am I going to do? I was going to do this. Shall I use, this is all watercolor. Do I need to add any more paint to it? I don't think I do, to be honest. I think it's got enough paint. I think it just needs detailing. So let's just grab a pen and put some detail on, or a pencil or whatever, while we're waiting for that to dry. Hi, Miss Maddie. She's black and she doesn't look black here, so I think I want a black pencil. Black pencil I've got in here somewhere. There we go. I need a yellowy golden and a dark golden. I will need a white. I need, hey, come on. I will need a reddish pink. Settle, please, Maddie. Settle. Let's use that one. Which one's that? Carmine. That's the one I want. And that pink. And I need a white. I've got a black. Let's use that nice purpley colour. Purple or blue? Purple or blue, Miss Maddie? Should we use blue? Maybe blue. I'll think about it. Decide which one I'm going to use. Maybe I'll stick with black. Okay. really been doing anything else. I haven't got anything else to share. I mean, there was that trial was on for so long, and then my parents were here last week, which was nice, but I didn't get a chance to do very much because they were here all day. Well, all week. And here all day during the day, so Maddie, settle down, please. Off to kill some stuff. Have fun. She's going to play Lord of the Rings. She's not literally killing stuff. She's hack and slashing. Going on a raid. Oh, my hands are cold. Stop moving about, camera. Actually, I could do with a dark grey. Yeah, that'll do. Just blending out a few of these harder edges. Not all of them. Some of them need to be hard, but Too hard. Need more Prismacolors for this. There we go, that's better. Maddie. Wow. Hey. Maddie, settle down, please. Come on. Attention-seeking missile, she is. Hey, stop. Minx. It's so quiet. Usually I have plenty to talk about, but I've got nothing. Nothing today. Sorry. Nothing. Not unless somebody asks me a question. Then I might have something to talk about, but nothing. Not right now. Okie dokie. So hopefully the thing that's going to bring this together is the black and white. And she is very dark in certain places. And that's where the contrast is going to come in. Hey. What am I playing on Switch? I am currently, obviously, I'm obsessed with Diablo 2. Always have been, always will be. You can have it when you pry it out of my cold, dead fingers. Currently running around with a level 60-something necromancer and about 800 skeletons. And I'm also playing, and I blame Bun for this, Cult of the Lamb. It's like a really creepy, cute, culty Animal Crossing on acid. It's ridiculous. You have to go off and fight stuff, and you come back and you have to look after your followers, and you send them on pilgrimages, and you have to, you have to do rituals and sermons, and you're the cult leader, basically. It's hilarious. I'm terrible at it. My leaders keep walking out. My followers keep walking out. I had 5 followers. One of them started dissenting, but I didn't have enough money to make a prison to put him in it. By the time I did, he'd converted all my other followers, so they just got the hump and left. I got 2 more who are much more loyal, and they do everything I ask them to, but now they're sick. They're both lying in bed sick. I'm like, okay, I can't leave them to go and get more followers, but I can't go adventuring to get more money to build a graveyard in case they die. Oh, it's really funny. So I'm just hanging around waiting for them to die, basically. It's ridiculous, but it's very, very funny. And the graphics are amazing. I tried Wildflowers. She's a witch. I have not tried Wildflowers. I'm very picky about the games I play. Very picky. I do play Animal Crossing. I play Diablo 2. Like I say, Diablo 2 is my favorite game. I would play Diablo 2 even if there was no other game available in the world. I would still be playing Diablo 2 when I'm 108. Wildflowers. I'm gonna have to look that one up now. Maddie, stop. Go to bed. Oh, nearly fell off my chair. Wildflowers. Oh, it looks like one of those Farmville type games. Is that what it's like? Similar to? I hate those kind of games. I don't even grow flowers in Animal Crossing. They just appear. I randomly throw stuff down somewhere, put random combinations down, and every so often I go, oh, look, I've got a new flower. I don't have the patience for those kind of games. Like the games where you have to like create something, like the Cult of the Lamb, right? You build a temple, you sit there and hammer the temple, and it takes a few seconds, and ta-da, your temple's done. You don't have any of this, oh, now you've got to come back in like 14 hours stuff. It's not like that. You have the money to build the temple, you've got the resources, you build the temple, and you either get your workers to do it, which takes a little bit longer, or you do it yourself. If you do it yourself, it's quicker, as with most things. And it's literally like a 5 or 6 second thing that you're just sitting there and now I've got a temple. I can't be doing with these games where you have to wait for things to happen. that part of Animal Crossing, even that annoys me, having to wait for things to happen. Oh, you want to get Brewster? That's great. You can come back in like 3 days. I'm like, seriously? In 3 days, I'll have lost interest again. I'm not hanging around for 3 days. Give it to me now. Let me play with it now, or don't. Don't bother. Maddie, stop. Come on, settle down now. You're being a brat. No, you're being a brat. Stop it. Yeah, Cult of the Lamb is very instant gratification. You want to go and smack things about? Okay. Out that door, turn left. You want to build stuff? Okay. Have you got enough money? Got enough trees? Got enough wood? Excellent. Off you go then. I need her nose to be shinier. So I'm going to do Prisma colour for her nose. No, settle down, please. Okay, now I need some pens. Let's put these away first. Whoops. What games are other people playing on the Switch then? I'm asking Switch because I only use Switch these days. I'm not safe to be allowed to do PC gaming. And I don't have a PC, I've only got a Mac. So I can only play things that are available on Mac. I do play Enclave sometimes, which is an awesome game, but it's single player. So Animal Crossing. I still don't have Brewster. I haven't even got for the last update on Animal Crossing. I go around and poodle, and that's about it. Maddie, stop. Never used to have trouble with this pen until I started carrying it around in my pencil case, and now I have nothing but trouble with it. I like my little Amazon pen, but it doesn't, I can't find it at the moment. I don't know where it's gone. There we go. No, can't be bothered with messing around with that. That needs to stand for a bit. Where's my Maddie? Stop. Haven't played anything in a long time, mostly reading now. Nothing wrong with that. Put that on there because there's ink on the back of the paper. Okay. This is not giving me the effect I want. Okay, I'm going to have to get my pen working, aren't I? There we go. That's working now. Can you stop? You're being naughty. It's not tea time yet. You don't get fed until after 7. You know this. My little minx. Hi. There. Better? Okay, get down now then. You want to sit there? You can sit there as long as you behave. Almost at 30 books. What, this year? That's a pathetic amount. Mika's on like 130. I know, I nearly fell off my chair as well. At the time, we were 45 days into the year, and she said, "Oh, I'm on my 92nd book." Excuse me. I've read 2. 2. We are the 3rd month of the year, and I haven't even started my 3rd book yet. That's where I'm up to. Surprised that you're reading at all. Haven't picked up a book in almost 7 years. Wow. At 30 already this year. That's really good. I don't read books either. I'm an audiobook girl. I don't do books. I cannot sit still long enough to just sit and read a book. Maddie. No, it's not tea time yet. Behave yourself. John. What sort of stuff do you read, Cody? Anything or? Okay. This pen is not working very well. Slap. Okay, one of these two should work. When in doubt, Copic or Uniball. I think this one is a little bit too thick, but we'll see. Oi! Stop! Enough. Okay, this goes over the Prismacolors really well. This is a Uniball needle eye micro. UB 185F in black. Got one of those metal needlepoint, like the Pilot G-Tech C4s, but thicker. And it's going over the pencil really well. Oh, sorry to hear about your dad. Does he live near you? You got much of a travel, much of a journey to do? For those wondering why I'm colouring over this yellow patch with all black, it's because she's part German Shepherd, so she's got that saddle back across her shoulders where it's like a patch of brown, but it's got lots of black over the top. Long trip, Oklahoma to Michigan. Oh wow, that's a 2-day drive, isn't it? 17 hours. It's a long drive. Or are you flying? Oh, you said drive. Yeah. So I assume you are driving. You are driving, yeah. Yeah, that's a heck of a trip. Okay. Yes, need a little bit of wet gel pen now. Everything looks better with a bit of white gel pen. There you go. The Maddie. I haven't done her cushion, but I don't think the cushion really needs a lot of doing, to be honest. Maybe I'll just throw some red gouache on it just to make it a deeper colour. It's not gouache, it's this Gansai Tambi colour. Enough. Settle, please. Yeah, that's better. This is coming out like really, really, really pinky red, but it's not. It's a true red. And then this is pink because she wears a pink or a red bandana, but the sofa is red. So thought I'd do the red. Let's put some brown in that just to desaturate it a little bit under here. Cast a bit of a shadow. Honey, stop. You're being very naughty. We're stopping in a minute. Just give me a second. Yeah, you can't see that on camera. It's blowing out all over the place, but I'll get a photo of it in daylight. It's under studio lights. It's going crazy, but this is a proper Santa red. And then this is more cerise. So I'm very pleased with that. So I've caught up with a few of my dogs, not all of them, but a few of them. That one's finished, so I can add that one. And then these, I can probably sit on the sofa with some colour pencil and finish these tonight. So I'll be a little bit caught up, halfway caught up, I think. So there's the other version of that I did. I've transferred this because I was so happy with the sketch. I transferred the sketch into multiple places because I wanted to play with different mediums. So this is all colour pencil, and this is watercolour, gouache, ink. And I've got another one I'm just going to do it, I think, in either graphite or pen. I haven't decided yet, but one of the two. I think I'll just stick that one on that page there, actually. So it's, yeah, so I've got the two versions next to each other. I like both versions, but I really like the pen detailing over the watercolour. Madam, we're talking about you, not to you. What's up? You want your dinner, don't you? You're hungry. You're hungry, girl. Are you hungry? Tell me. You're hungry? She's hungry. She's tippy-tapping. She's tippy-tapping. She wants her hungry. I'm going to have to love you and leave you because Maddie needs her dinner. I need my dinner too, actually. I'm hungry too. So I will see you soon. Keep your eyes out for the channel memberships coming up for the studio sessions, like I say. They will be launched very soon. And if you want to do them as a mini class or purchase them separately as a mini class, there's just that particular series, then you can do that over on my Ko-fi website. So hit follow rather than subscribe if you want to on either Patreon or Ko-fi, and you will see the update for that when I announce that the mini class version is available and when the YouTube memberships version is available, which I think it'll be April 1st. I might do it a couple of days early just to make sure no, we've got snow. We've had snow all day. It's horrible. It's cold. Don't like it. It's March. I want spring. Yeah, most of England has snow. Yeah, follow me on Patreon or Ko-fi for more updates and information as it goes live, or follow me on Instagram at Romany. Ooh, right then. Thanks for joining me, guys. I will see you next week. And hopefully I will have caught up on my 100-day project by next week a little bit. I don't know. Maybe. Possibly. I might still be a week behind. You never know. Okay.